I laughed at my husband in front of friends. 3 days later, he went nuclear. It started with laughter, not the good kind, the cruel kind, sharp, echoing, unforgettable. We were at dinner with friends, the table glowing with warm light, glasses catching reflections of wine and pretense. I remember the way he looked at me when it happened, a brief flicker of disbelief that died before it could become anger. He didn't say a word. He didn't need to. I laughed, they laughed, he just stared. That silence, heavier than anything I'd ever felt, hung in the air long after the noise faded. He smiled once that night, just once, and I should have known then. It wasn't forgiveness, it was calculation. 3 days later, everything changed. But that night, as we left the restaurant, he kissed my forehead like everything was fine, like I was still his wife, not a loose thread he was already planning to cut. He didn't yell, didn't accuse, didn't even sulk. That was worse, because calm men don't forgive, they plan. I noticed it the next morning. His routine was the same: coffee at 6, news at 7, quiet drive to work. But there was something in his eyes, a stillness, a strange, eerie calm that made my stomach tighten. He didn't bring up the dinner, didn't bring up the laughter. He only asked, "Do you have plans this week?" "Not really," I said, pretending to scroll my phone. "Good," he said softly. "We should spend more time together." There was something about the way he said it, too smooth, too measured, as if he wasn't inviting me, as if he was setting a stage. That night he cooked dinner, set the table, poured the wine himself. We talked about nothing, work, friends, the weather, but I couldn't shake the sense that I was being watched, not by him, but by the silence between us. I went to bed early. When I woke up at 2 a.m., he wasn't there. His phone, gone. His jacket, gone. Just his wedding ring, sitting perfectly centered on the nightstand. A warning. Or a beginning. By the next day, little things started happening. Our joint account had a withdrawal. Then another. Then another. My car keys were missing for hours, then reappeared in the wrong place. And when I called him at work, his assistant said, "He's asked not to be disturbed." He was always reachable, always predictable, until now. I tried to act normal, told myself I was overreacting, but by the third day, the quiet started to eat me alive. Then came the text. No name, just a number I didn't recognize. I froze. I tried calling the number, it didn't exist. That night I checked the bedroom drawers. Half his clothes were gone, his laptop gone. The safe, empty except for one folded envelope with my name on it. Inside was a photograph. Me, sitting at that dinner table, laughing. The moment of cruelty captured perfectly. My hand mid-gesture, his face just visible in the reflection of a wine glass. On the back, his handwriting. I hope it was worth it. I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking about his eyes, the calm before something terrible. By morning, I knew he wasn't gone. He was watching. 3 days after he disappeared, I found him, or rather, he found me. He called just before dawn. His voice was slow, composed, like every word had been rehearsed. "Check your email," he said, "and don't call me back." The line went dead. I opened my laptop. Hundreds of files, videos, screenshots, messages, every fragment of my life, recorded, cataloged, dissected. Conversations with friends, jokes I'd made, comments I'd thought were private. Every petty thing I'd ever said about him, stored like evidence. He hadn't been distant, he'd been documenting me. And at the bottom of it all, a single video. The dinner, the laughter, the entire thing filmed from the corner of the restaurant. Posted, shared, viewed. He'd titled it, "Watch What Breaks When You Laugh Too Loud." It wasn't violent, it wasn't cruel. It was worse, precise, surgical. My reputation fractured overnight. Friends stopped calling, colleagues whispered. He hadn't shouted his revenge. He'd let the truth speak in silence. I tried calling him again. No answer. A week later, he came home. No warning, no apology. He just walked in like nothing had happened, wearing that same expression he'd worn the night I laughed. Empty, but awake. He sat down across from me at the table. The same table where we'd once eaten dinner like strangers pretending to be lovers. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "It was stupid. He cut me off with a single gesture. Not angry, not dismissive, just final. "I know," he said. "That's the thing. I know exactly who you are now." His voice was quiet, level, terrifyingly calm. "You wanted everyone to see me as a joke, so I let them see what kind of person laughs at one." He stood, walked to the door, and paused. "Consider us even." Then he left. I didn't chase him, couldn't, because deep down I knew he hadn't just left me, he'd erased me. Piece by piece, reputation by reputation, until there was nothing left to defend. That was his revenge. Not fury, not chaos, erasure. It's been 6 months. The world has moved on. People don't mention that night anymore, at least not to my face. But I see it in their eyes, the way they avoid me, the way they smile with pity, not warmth. I thought I could bury the moment, hide behind apologies, start over. But some things stain deeper than regret. He never came back, never filed for divorce, never said another word. He just disappeared into the quiet, and somehow that silence says everything. Sometimes, late at night, I catch myself checking the shadows, half expecting to find him standing there, calm, composed, holding another envelope. He won't. He doesn't need to, because I finally understand what he meant that night. Some laughter doesn't fade. It echoes until it turns into something else entirely. Something that watches you from the dark and never lets go.